in the Outlook, just to summarize what you need to be doing. Thank you. We would like you to be able to do the following. First of all, creating emails, which is very easy, but making signature. So go for signatures. If I'd like to add a signature, this is where I go. I click on signatures here and signatures. Then I have to click on this new button and choose a name. So let's say, for example, you're going to use your ID and name. So 36110123, for example, as an ID, and my name. Yes, what is your question?
This is name in the work.
I don't get your question.
It means the program.
Is this Word? No, this is Outlook.
Outlook.
Yes. Okay. So when you create this new, you'll be prompted with having this. Type the name of this signature. You can have more than one signature, but this is not what I would like you to be doing. But in this case, we'd like to have one signature. In that signature, you write down whatever you need to write. So if we ask you to do put some specific information in there, you have to put it there. If we don't, then maybe you put your name and ID, and that's going to be okay. For example, you can format this to be whatever you want and how it looks. Maybe change the put it in the middle, or maybe put some thing like this, whatever. And you click on OK. But before clicking on OK, you have to save. Exactly. So you click on Save, and then once you saved, you see something appeared here. Is that now for every new message, this signature is going to appear. And then I can check also this one to make sure that even my forwards and replies also include my signature, so you don't have to type it again. Whenever you reply or you forward a message, this signature is going to be added. If you create a new message, this signature is going to be added. Now I click on OK, and you see it doesn't appear. How to make it appear? I click on these signatures, and now it's going to show up at the bottom of my message. So this is about the signature. Whenever we tell you we would like to have the importance set to high or set to low, this is where you go and then you set it, just high and low. This is just something that you should not forget. It's very easy. Excuse me?
What's the difference behind?
Just this icon. The icon is going to change. If I receive a message and then I can see that this is the importance message, I can just, for example, if I have 10 messages to this morning and this one is with this icon, very high importance, I'm going to go and read this first because it's highly important. If it's something low importance, this is the last one I'm going to read if I have like 10 emails that I've received. So it just shows the one that receives your email, well, this is something either it's very important or normal, like if I don't choose any, or very low importance. Sometimes we will send something that is not really urgent, or you just do it this way. So that's in the questions, you have to pay attention which one we would like you to do. And then if we ask you flag your email, then you have to go to this, add the flag. So this is where you need to go. Click on this follow-up. This is the flag actually, and then you click on this custom. It's very important to click on the custom so you can see which one you would like to choose. Flag for me is by default, only for you, but if you'd like something to appear on the recipient's Outlook, the one who receives your email is going to see something if you check this one. And then you can pay attention, because sometimes I don't tell you only flag, and I tell you also flag with something as follow-up or read or reply. So if I'm telling you, specifying actually what you need to do, so you have to pay attention and do it and select the one that we ask you to do. And if it's not in the list, you can even type it. For example, if I tell you flag for merge, you can do something like merge and you type it yourself. But most of the time we're going to ask you to select one. If needs be, you would like something to appear as a reminder, like some window at a specific time. For the one who receives your email, you can specify, check this checkbox, and then as a reminder you can specify at which date and time something is going to be popping up and reminding him, or I cancelled without, it's not what I wanted to do. Click on this flag again. You can select which time you want this to be appearing, and then which day. and then at this specific time a window is going to appear to remind the recipient that he needs to do something about your email. But if you send something, if you flag only for yourself and you send this to me, I cannot see the flag. So if you want me to see the flag, and this is what generally I will want you to do when you send your email to me, so I can check that you flag things correctly, I would like this to be checked. So very important, you flag for a recipient, and then you just pay attention. If I ask you to add a reminder, you add it. If I don't, you don't. If we ask you to do some follow-up and everything, so you just make sure to add the correct one, to select the correct one.
Do follow-up for both, the flag for me and flag for
Yes, you do for both of them. And once you click on OK, you're going to see a confirmation of your flag. So it's going to show up here what kind of information is added. And you can see also here, this is important, what your recipient will receive. Follow up by Monday 7 at 6 a.m. So this is going to be some sort of is there any reminder? I don't remember. If you just go back to, if you'd like to go back to it and then click on custom, you're going to see what you was selected. So you can see that there's a reminder. If I uncheck it now, there are no timing. So just follow up and that's it. So this is about the follow up here. The last part is that when you receive an email, if we ask you to CC somebody or just to, you have to be careful not to get confused about which email you put in which place, to in the CC, especially in the exercises. In the exam, we don't want you to do anything, to send anything to anybody, and the subject, just make sure also you pay attention to what it is. If we ask you to format your message, formatting means you just do some changes in the formatting here, the font size, font color, also the bold, italic, and underlined, the alignment. So these are the things that need to change. Besides that, you just need to understand that what reply means and forward means. And for example, in the exercise that I told you that we would like to be doing, like this one, if you notice in this one, we said forward the reply to your teacher. So for example, I received something, so you're going to be sending email messages to your friend, and when you reply to him, this reply, where you can find it, actually you will find the reply when you send something. I send something to somebody, let's say I don't know, let's lab 1 MSTU, and let's say Hamid. So I'm just sending something to test. Okay, now you're going to be receiving this email. The email that, if I'd like to forward the email that I sent to you something, I need to go to the sent item. This is where I can see all the emails that I sent to people. So what I'd like you to do, when you reply to your friend, you go to find the reply of your friend here in the sent items, and then this one you forward it to me. This is what I'd like you to do. Okay, so again, when you see something like this that says forward the reply to your teacher, this means that you need to go into sent items, find out the reply that you reply to your friend, and then you just click on this forward button. Now it's going to be forwarding that message. You just type my email, which is lab1 mstu28, and then you can check the name to make sure that it's correct, and then you send. Generally in the forward you don't need most of the time to write something, but if we tell you to write something, you have to write something. So that's pretty it. Yes. Most probably in the final exam you're not going to be doing that, because in the final exam you're going to be sending something only to me. So unless I send you and tell you whatever I sent you, just send it back to me or something like that. But for two, doesn't make sense to forward. Yeah. You're not going to forward to anybody else, because generally forward me to a third person. So we're checking, we're discussing, and then we forward to somebody else. But in the practical exam, most of the time, most probably, you're not going to be forwarding anything. Yeah, just for the sake of the exams, you're going to be forwarding because you send it to your friend and then you forward to me. When you forward to me, you have to pay attention because sometimes we ask you to, with the saved documents, whenever you see something like this, it means that you have to attach a message. You don't send it. And if you send something and you forgot to attach, well, just send it again and then attach the file that you need to be attaching. Let's just attach a file because I just would like to make sure that to make it clear. Sometimes some students might get lost into maybe they forget where to save things. I don't know where. Let me just find anything. Okay, let's see. Maybe this file. I don't know. So I'm sending this file. So you see, this is the file I'm going to send. I just would like to show. Okay, let's send it to me. I'm sending it to myself. 28, and then send. So I'm going to receive here very soon a message, okay, from me that tells me this is the file. So when you receive a file, it's very important that you know how to save it correctly in the correct place, because this is what's going to be happening in this exercise and most probably in the final practical. You have to be able to right click, and this is very important. If you don't just right click, it's going to open it. And I don't want you to open it right away, because I would like you to be able to save it first and then you open it. So you right click. With the right click, you have different options, and then this is the one that you would like to do, save as. You save it somewhere in Drive D, generally your folder with your ID and name, then you open it from there. If you save it there, then you have to open, then from here you go to Drive D, and then you can find your file again. So be very careful when you read these files that need to be saved, because I'm going to send you something. This is the purpose of this exercise that I'm going to be doing. I'll send you an email. In that email, you'll be finding a message, an attachment, a file. In that file, you need to do some work with it. So this is basically one example of what we need to do when we receive an attachment. Don't forget, before you send your email, if you need to send an email with an attachment, just pay attention, because in some of the questions, for example, like here, you need to attach something, so make sure you attach it. Then once you're done here, ask me to check your work, and then when your work is done, you can delete everything. And don't forget to delete all the files in the Drive D, and then the signatures and so on. Which means all messages from all folders. That means these are the folders. So I need to delete all of them. There's a simple way to, if I don't want to select one of them, sometimes there are many. For example, here, I can just click on this folder and then Control A. All of them are going to be selected, and then delete. Same thing, Control A, delete, and just press on the delete button, and then all of them are going to be deleted here. And it still need to empty the folders, so it's going to be deleted completely. Yes.
But this test is not going to be at final.
This test, what do you mean? Yeah, no, of course. In the final, you're not going to be deleting anything. We don't want you to delete anything in the program final exam, because if you delete anything in the final exam, you're going to be having 0. That's too unfortunate. So don't delete anything for the final exam. Actually, for the final exam, we're going to be checking, they save them, and I'm going to be checking the files and saving them here. So I think that sums up all what we've seen previously in this Outlook. Do you have any other questions?